Welcome to the podcast, episode 41, coming to you live here from Southern California. Hey everyone, I'm really excited. Got a lot of good news, a lot of fun stuff to tell you. In the meantime, I hope you've had a great week. I hope you've been healthy, gearing up for the holidays. Yeah. This is going to be a longer string. Well, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. See what happens. But welcome to the podcast. Yeah. All right, so that's really cool. That's a lot of fun. So I would say hooray to me, everybody. Yeah, let's see. Let's start with, I'm gonna sit down. Let's start with Saturday. I saw you guys last Friday. Ooh, that felt good. Saturday was awesome. I played the Malloy Championship disc golf tournament. It's a PDGA sanctioned C tier one round tournament. And it was cool. I haven't played a tournament in about 6 years, so that was cool to experience again, to put myself in a situation where it matters, like all my strokes and my attitude and how to control everything and to prepare for things. And so I went in there, never played the course, signed up, and I ended up shooting 5 down. Yeah. I was tied for 4th out of like 45 people in my division. And I chose MA3, which is people that don't take it serious. I mean, I used to play MA3 years ago. So, and then I think I started moving up to MA2. But for my first tournament back, I just wanted to see where I was at. And I tied for 4th. So I'm like, okay, now I know where I'm at, kind of. I shot like a 904 rated round. So I'm about a 900 rated player for as far as PDGA. I think. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to enter more tournaments and see what's up. But I'm really happy about that because I recorded the whole thing, y'all. Yo. I'm stoked. It's I used a tripod, a gimbal, and my action camera. And I put it against my backpack and it was pretty cool. It actually worked out pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, I'm editing that video right now. I'm putting a voiceover, adding some stuff, some captions and some silly things. It's about a 26 or 29 minute video, so I'm really excited for that. So, and then Monday happened. Yeah, Monday was the day that my dad was born, and so the way that I celebrated him was I went to Laguna Beach, and I saw some gypsy jazz. I ate at the Lumberyard where we used to play, and I stayed at a hotel on the beach. So he would have loved that I honored him that way. So that was really cool. Yeah. Paulus Schaffer is a beast. He was so sick. Shout out to Tommy, Jimmy Grant, Simon Planting, all those guys. They were just, they were amazing, everybody. Some of the best gypsy jazz that I've seen. It's just, these guys are just classic, you know. But, so yeah. That happened, and then Wednesday I played the Lumberyard Disc Golf Weekly Tournament, and I ended up getting first place. I shot 2 down on the backside, and I shot pretty well. I got 1 bogey and a couple birdies, and I felt good. I was like, wow, maybe coming off of the tournament, so I was stoked on that, guys. That was really cool. That happened this whole week. I was very busy. Didn't do a lot of hardcore working out. I did play disc golf. I putted afterwards for like a good hour. I just practiced putting because I'm all into it. I'm super hardcore about it right now. Disc golf is fun. And then the best part is like pretty much year round. I can play anytime, you know, super cold, super hot, doesn't matter. I'll just adapt, especially out here in California. So I'm having fun with that. The pool hasn't been open at the gym. I've been calling. They say no, we're missing a part, and I'm like, that's annoying. So I'm gonna sign up for this outdoor swimming pool in where I live, and it's a few bucks, and you can only have like an hour slot. So I'm like, okay, that's better than nothing, because I'm tired of waiting for this stinking gym to open up so I can do my swimming, because I miss it. Let's see what else. Yeah, everything else is going well, everyone. I'm really stoked on life. Everything is freaking fantastic. I'm very blessed and very lucky to do what I do and to provide this background that you're seeing right now. That's me riding a bike on the Santa Ana River Trail from the Honda Center to the beach and back. So that's what you're going to be watching today, everyone. And there's no main stage either. Yo, main stage is great and all, but I'm editing these videos, and I'm telling you, everyone, keep a lookout on the videos. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, because I'm going to be posting the performance that I did with Timmy like a couple weeks ago. I'm still sitting on that, and then I'm going to post the disc golf video. So I don't know why. For some reason, I just feel like making videos. I don't know. I'm tripping on that. For some reason, I'm like in this simple, like, little mini season of making videos. Maybe because I got the action camera and it's been a lot of fun, and it sounds cool and it looks cool. Let's see. So yeah, a lot of videos, a lot of editing. What you're seeing right now is what I did. I edited all of this, and it took a while, but I'm getting better. It's getting easier and faster. I'm getting faster. I can feel it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like getting more of a vision. So that's a lot of fun. I'm learning how to do all this, everyone. So, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't be training as how I've been training, because how I've been training to do like these triathlons and open water swims, I was feeling really great. It's not that I don't feel like great right now, but I don't want to take that for granted. Like, even though that I'm pivoting, playing disc golf, editing videos, spending time on that, like, I still have to make time to work out as hard as I've been working out, because for my health, and just to see the caliber of human that I can become once I dedicate more discipline to working out and separating hours to working out, editing, practicing guitar, like scheduling my stuff, because I'm kind of just like wishy-washy, and that's not going to get me anywhere. So putting it out there in the world, everybody, just to let you know. I'm serious about that, and I'm pretty serious. I'm just kind of scared about it, because I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of work, but it's good. It's going to be good. I'm going to be editing videos, making content, practicing guitar, practicing disc golf, training for potential triathlons, doing runs, swims, bikes, stuff like that. I got to get my bike fixed, by the way. But, so yeah, life has been busy, everyone. Lots of great things. So I appreciate everybody sitting here for the first, I don't know, however many minutes I've been sitting here talking. Yay, thanks, y'all. Now it's time to get to the música. Let's get to the música. Boom, 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 boom. Sí. Sábado y monta. That'd be hilarious. Let's do something like that. Why not? Let's again start off with a little bit of gypsy jazz to warm up my fingers. My fingers need a little bit of warm up. So let's start off with this one. This is just a pretty song. This is called Trouble Bolero. Again, shout out to Paulus Schaffer, Jimmy Grant, Simone Planting, Tommy Davey. That concert was great, everybody. That was phenomenal. It was cool. Jimmy was in the pocket. Paulus was just ripping. God, that was so great. God, it was so great. And very hard to listen to, because he was talking about family and dads and guitars. And I was like, fuck, try not to cry and shit in the theater. But I made it, and it was cool. And it was a lot of, it was cathartic. And, but he'd be proud. He'd be like, yeah, man, I'm glad you did that. So let's play some gypsy jazz. Sorry to get all like, sad and serious, but what I'm actually trying to say is, fuck yeah for life, everybody. Let's live life. Yeah. Let's live life and do whatever the hell we want to do. Like right now, what you guys are watching right now is what I want to do. I want to provide these weird background videos of me training and doing stuff while I play gypsy jazz. Who else do you know does this? I don't know anybody else. If I did, I'd be talking to him, be like, hey man, let's get together and do weird stuff together. There's a guy, like, I think it's called Paint TV. He's on a treadmill, and he just like makes crazy weird songs, and he's pretty cool. He's hilarious. Anyway, let's play some music. Let's do it, everybody. I forgot the song I was supposed to play. Oh, yeah. My watch was like, you reached your goal. And I was like, I'm just sitting down. Maybe it's my heart rate. I don't know. But that was fun, everyone. Let's play another one. Let's pick another tune. And let's say I'm excited to celebrate my cousin this weekend. Shout out to Andrew. He's getting married. Yeah. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, cuz. It's more better. Let's see. What should we play next? Let's play. Alright, let's do this one. Slow it down a little bit. And then we'll speed it up and then make something else up. Let's go. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying your day, either whether you're at work, watching this, listening to this right now, or after I've done this. I appreciate y'all very much. Very, very much. What's up, Shorty? Have a great stream. Maybe I'll catch you after my phone. Yeah, I'll probably be around. Hopefully. Have a good appointment, Shorty. Uh-oh, this little stand is falling over. I did a little makeshift thing because I didn't want to order a new stand because I'm cheap. Just kidding. But I really did duct tape this though together. Let's make something up, everybody. I feel warmed up, kind of. I still need to play a little bit more, so let's play. Let's play. Testing. I wonder what went wrong. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That was fun. That was a fun one. Fun song, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. What else is next? I ain't got no main stage, so it looks like we're gonna have to do what we just did, unless I can play a gypsy jazz song. But no, I want to play something that was fun. I'm just gonna make something up. Here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Oh, I made it to the beach, everybody. I'm at the beach. I remember I was talking I had a conversation with this guy. We were talking about swimming. You know, Catalina's not that far. It's 20 miles. If it's 20 miles, I can do it. I just don't want to get bit by a shark because someone recently got bit by a shark swimming in Catalina. And that's scary. That's very scary. He's all right. He just got nipped out. He got like nipped on his leg or something like that. But imagine you're swimming, like you're straining, you're swimming, trying to stay alive in the ocean. And the shark was like, you look tasty. And the shark's like, nah, I don't like this. And you're like, oh, my leg or my face. I don't know. That got dark really quick. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. 20 miles, damn, from Long Beach to Catalina. It takes like the whole day. That would be wild. I don't see why not. I can train for that. Damn, a 20-mile swim. Savagery right there. That's crazy. But a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I would say, to swim that far with shark-infested waters. Yeah, I have to have like people like go with me with like boats and stuff like guide me, chauffeur me because in case I get bit by a shark, I can't be by myself or with like someone on a canoe or a paddleboard or a jet ski. Like you need like life supports or you need something. Damn, that's so scary. I don't know. That's so scary. I don't know. That's really scary to think about. To get bit by a shark in the middle of the ocean, miles and miles from a hospital. Fuck. Not the best idea, but it's apparently super rare. It's like 3 times a year. Apparently, I'm more likely to get in an accident going to drive to Long Beach than to get bit by a shark. But anyways, food for thought, everybody. I'm putting it out there in the world. Damn. 'Cause 3 miles isn't too bad. I can do 3 miles. And if I can just double that, 6, I guess I'd have to like quadruple that at least. Quintuple, sextuple. I don't know. Let's play some music. Let's make something up. Too much reverb. All right. Let's. I don't think I have a lot of time left. Well, let's keep it going, everybody. Looks like it's still flowing. Well, let's keep it going because it looks like it's still flowing. Well, let's keep it going because I like that phrase. I'm just repeating it as a silly little goose. I'm a silly little goose, everybody. my last song, everybody. Short A, hope your appointment went well. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy it with loved ones and people you can tolerate at least. And that you perspire like sweat. Yeah. Sweating is good. I like sweating. Sweat, 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 baby. 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 Exactly. Sweating is so good for the body. sweat it out. Gotta get a good sweat in today, everybody. Get a good sweat. This is the end of my stream, everybody. It's been a fun time. Thank you for watching, and thanks for enjoying yourself. If you enjoyed yourself, if you didn't, you're probably not watching. You probably turned this off and you're like, this is why, which is okay. Oh yeah, this is way better. This is way better, y'all. Let me hear you guys sweat, yeah. Let me hear you guys sweat. Let me hear you guys sweat it up, yo. Sweat it up, sweat it up. Let me hear you guys sweat. Let me hear you guys sweat. Sweat it up, sweat it up, sweat it up. Let me hear you guys sweat. Let me hear you guys sweat. Let me hear you guys sweat. Sweat it up. Let me hear you guys sweat. Sweat it up. Let me hear you guys sweat. 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 Sweat. I should probably end it after that. Yeah, that was fun. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed yourself. And I will see you next week, everyone. I'll give you an update on what's going on. I'm probably going to release one of the videos very soon. of the first part for the Newport gig, and I got like 50 views on the 3 songs that I put out. That's awesome. If I think about it, there's 50 people. If like 50 people, that's a lot of people. That's good. Good for me. Anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, everybody, that was a lot of fun. I didn't even have to use main stage, but main stage sounds better for sure. But yeah, yo. I will see you guys. Thank you too, Short A. Get your sweat on this weekend as well. I will. I'll enjoy myself. I got some family coming in. I'm gonna be hanging with some family. I'm excited for that. I got the weekend off. I'm gonna enjoy myself, everyone. It's gonna be a good time. And I hope everybody really, really loves one another and all that. Till next time, y'all.